I feel that constant, low-grade hum of anxiety. The endless scroll, the back-to-back meeting, the feeling that you're running on a treadmill that's getting faster every single day. You're juggling a career, a personal life, and 1,000 tiny demands that pull you in a million different directions. The pressure is immense. We're told to hustle harder, optimize every second, and be more productive. But nobody ever gives you the manual for handling the fallout, the stress, the burnout, the feeling that you're reacting to your day instead of commanding it. Now, what if I told you the blueprint for building unbreakable mental toughness was you want a new app or a biohack from Silicon Valley? What if the ultimate strategy was forged nearly 2,000 years ago by one of the most powerful men who ever lived, a man facing plague, constant war, and unimaginable political pressure? I'm talking about the Roman Emperor, Marcus Aurelius. This wasn't a philosopher in an ivory tower. This was a leader on the front lines, a general in his war tent at night, writing not for an audience, but for himself. He was creating a personal operating system, a private playbook for navigating chaos, managing perception, and fortifying his own mind against the pressures of the world. He called this collection of notes to himself. We call it meditations. And today, we are going to deconstruct it. We're not just going to admire his wisdom. We are going to weaponize it. We're diving deep into his Stoic philosophy to extract a battle-tested framework you can apply right now to master your focus, make better decisions, and conquer stress. This isn't a history lesson. This is your new strategy for the modern world. Get ready to learn how to think like an emperor. Chapter 1. The Fortress of the Mind. Mastering your inner citadel. Alright, let's get straight to the core of Marcus Aurelius' operating system. If you want to build that fortress, that impenetrable defense against stress and chaos, you have to start with his foundational rule. It's a concept so powerful it can single-handedly reframe every single problem you will ever face. He called it the inner citadel, and the key to it is understanding what you truly control. Imagine Marcus, not as a marble statue, but as a man. He's in his tent on the cold, damp frontier near the Danube River. Outside, barbarian tribes are a constant threat. Inside Rome, political rivals are plotting. A plague is ravaging the empire, killing thousands a day. And on top of all that, his own son, Commodus, is proving to be a profound disappointment. The weight on his shoulders is unimaginable. He can't control the plague. He can't control the actions of his enemies. He can't even fully control the character of his own son. So what does he do? Does he despair? Does he rage at the injustice of it all? No. He picks up his pen and reminds himself, over and over, of this one single truth. In his meditations, he writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wasn't just a nice thought. It was a tactical decision. He couldn't stop the arrows from flying, but he could decide whether those arrows pierced his peace of mind. The event itself is neutral. The traffic jam is just cars on a road. The critical email from your boss is just pixels on a screen. The market downturn is just numbers shifting. These things are external. They are outside your fortress. The real battle is what happens inside. The story you tell yourself about the event, the frustration, the anger, the panic, that is the self-inflicted wound. Marcus Aurelius understood that our suffering doesn't come from what happens to us, but from our judgment about what happens to us. He drills down on this with razor-sharp focus. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Think about that. The power to revoke your own distress, like canceling a subscription to suffering. This isn't about pretending bad things aren't happening. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotion. It's about analyzing it. It's about recognizing that your emotional response is a choice. A traffic jam can be a source of blood-boiling rage. Or it can be an unexpected opportunity to listen to a podcast you've been saving. A critical project review can be seen as a personal attack, or it can be decoded as valuable data for improvement. The event is the same. The internal response is what dictates your reality. This distinction is the bedrock of mental toughness. The dichotomy of control. Your world is divided into two domains: things you can control and things you cannot. Your energy, focus, and peace of mind are finite resources. Wasting them on things you cannot control, the weather, other people's opinions, the past, is strategic suicide. The only domain worth your full attention is your own mind, your judgments, your responses, your choices. Your inner citadel, the 2-minute reset. The next time you feel a surge of stress, anger, or anxiety, stop. Just for 2 minutes. Grab a piece of paper or open a note on your phone, draw a line down the middle. On the left side, write down everything about the situation you cannot control. On the right side, write down the one thing you can control. For example, my response, how I choose to spend this waiting time, my plan to fix the problem, my decision not to take this personally. This simple act physically separates the external noise from your internal power. It shifts you from being a victim of circumstance to being the commander of your response. Practice this daily, and you will begin to build the walls of your inner citadel, brick by brick. Chapter 2. The Alchemy of Setbacks. Turning obstacles into fuel. So you've started building your inner citadel. You're separating what you can control from what you can't. But what about the things you can't control? The project that implodes, the promotion you get passed over for, the unexpected crisis that lands on your desk at 5 p.m. on a Friday. These are the rocks that block your path. Most people see an obstacle and do one of two things. They quit, or they waste precious energy complaining about it. Marcus Aurelius had a third, radically different approach. He didn't just tolerate obstacles, he welcomed them. He saw them as the raw material for greatness. He wrote in his private journal, giving himself a direct command. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Read that again. It's not a platitude, it's a formula. It's the core of a powerful business strategy and the secret to elite-level decision-making. For Marcus, every single setback was a hidden opportunity. When one of his most trusted generals, Avidius, betrayed him and declared himself emperor, it was a cataclysmic threat to his rule and his life. His advisors urged swift, brutal retaliation. But Marcus saw the obstacle. This wasn't just a rebellion to be crushed. It was a chance to practice virtue, a chance to show magnanimity, to forgive, and to unite the empire instead of tearing it further apart with a bloody civil war. He saw the crisis not as a barrier to his goal of being a good emperor, but as the perfect stage on which to perform it. The obstacle became the path. This is a mental alchemy. It has the ability to take the lead of a problem and spin it into the gold of progress. In your world, this is a game. Your most difficult client isn't a headache. They are an unpaid consultant giving you a masterclass in negotiation and patience. A sudden budget cut isn't a disaster. It's a creative constraint that forces you to become more innovative and ruthlessly efficient. The bug-ridden software you just launched isn't a failure. It's a massive, real-time data gathering exercise showing you exactly what your customers need you to fix. Marcus believed that just as a fire turns everything it touches into fuel for itself, a rational mind can take any obstacle and convert it into material for its own purpose. It doesn't matter what you throw at the fire, wigs, logs, even garbage, it all becomes heat and light. Your mind can be that fire. Perceptual alchemy. Obstacles are not objective realities. They are defined by your perception. You have the power to reframe any setback not as a roadblock, but as a new road. Every problem contains its own solution, and every piece of adversity contains a hidden gift of strength or knowledge. The opportunity query. The next time you hit a wall a project fails, you get negative feedback. A plan goes awry and ask, why did this happen to me? Ask this instead, what does this now make possible? This question forces your brain to switch from problem-focused lamenting to solution-focused creativity. It reframes the event from a loss into a potential gain. Put it on a post-it note on your monitor. Make it your automatic response to failure. This is how you stop being stopped by obstacles and start being fueled by them. Chapter 3. The Ultimate Productivity Hack. Remember, you will die. You have your fortress. You're learning to turn problems into fuel. But now we come to the most uncomfortable, and therefore most powerful, tool in the entire Stoic arsenal. It's a concept that modern culture tries to ignore, sanitize, and push into the shadows. But for Marcus Aurelius, it was a daily meditation, a source of clarity, and the ultimate productivity hack. He called it memento mori. Remember, you will die. Now, hold on. This isn't about being morbid or depressed. It's the exact opposite. This is about being radically alive. Every single day, Marcus would remind himself of his own mortality. In the middle of planning a military campaign or judging a legal case, he'd pause and confront this raw fact. He wrote, with chill and simplicity, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Imagine the CEO of a Fortune 500 company starting their day by thinking, I could die today. It sounds insane, but it's a tool of profound strategic focus. For Marcus, contemplating his own end wasn't a source of fear, it was a filter. It instantly burned away the trivial, the petty, and the pointless. Think about the things that cause you stress right now. The office politics, the passive-aggressive email from a colleague, the fear of what people will think if you launch your new idea, the endless procrastination on the project that actually matters to you. Now, hold those anxieties up against the stark reality of your own finite time. How many of them survive that scrutiny? As Marcus put it, do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. By be good, he meant, be excellent, be effective, live with virtue, do your duty, stop wasting time. The knowledge of death is not a reason to despair. It is the ultimate reason to act. It's the deadline that gives the project meaning. Worried about asking for a raise. Will that fear matter in your final moments? Or will the regret of not trying? Anxious about starting a business? Which is worse? The risk of failure or the certainty of looking back and knowing you never even stepped into the arena? This is why memento mori is one of the most effective productivity tips ever conceived. It doesn't just help you manage your to-do list. It forces you to question the list itself. It separates the urgent but unimportant from the truly essential. It has the ultimate cure for procrastination because it reminds you that your later is not guaranteed. Quick question. Is this deep dive into Marcus Aurelius's mind giving you a new perspective? If you want more strategies from the world's greatest thinkers to build your mental toolkit, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We break down complex philosophies into actionable intelligence every single week. Don't miss out on the next framework. Now, let's get back to the final, crucial strategy. Your time is your most precious, non-renewable resource. Contemplating its finite nature is not a morbid exercise, but a strategic tool to bring clarity, urgency, and purpose to your actions. It is the ultimate filter for distinguishing what truly matters from what does not. The final day filter. The next time you feel stuck, overwhelmed by trivialities, or afraid to take a necessary risk, apply this filter. Ask yourself, if I were on my last day, would I be proud of how I am spending this hour? Would this worry even register? Would I regret not doing this? Use this question to obliterate petty annoyances and to generate the courage to act on what is genuinely important. It's not about making every moment epic, but about ensuring your life's direction is one you can stand by. So, there it is. Not a collection of ancient, dusty quotes, but a lethal, modern-day operating system for the human mind. Forged in the crucible of absolute power and existential pressure, we've deconstructed the core code of Marcus Aurelius's philosophy for mental resilience. It's a three-part strategy designed for action, not just theory. First, you build the fortress. The inner citadel. You draw a hard line between the chaotic world outside and the one domain you command. Absolutely your mind. You stop wasting energy on what you can control and focus entirely on the quality of your own judgments and responses. Second, you practice mental alchemy. You learn that the obstacle is the way. Every setback, every failure, every crisis is not a roadblock, but raw material. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what does this now make possible? You turn problems into your personal fuel source. And third, you deploy the ultimate filter for clarity, memento mori. You remember that you will die, not to be morbid, but to be urgent, to be focused, to burn away the trivial fears, the petty distractions, and the procrastination that robs you of your one, finite, precious life. This wisdom of the ancients isn't about achieving a state of emotionless bliss. It's about becoming a warrior in the battle for your own mind. It's about choosing to be the craftsman of your own character, not a creature of circumstance. Stoicism isn't about passivity. It's about purposeful action in the face of difficulty, but knowledge without action is useless. Watching this video means nothing if you close the tab and go right back to reacting to every notification and every So here is my challenge to you. Don't try to become Marcus Aurelius overnight. Just pick one thing. Just for today, try the 2-minute reset the next time you feel that surge of anxiety. Or, when something goes wrong, use the opportunity query. Or, when you're afraid to act, apply the final day filter. Pick one tool. Use it today. That is how you begin. Not by reading, but by doing. The power to build a life of purpose, tranquility, and unbreakable strength isn't out there. It was never out there. As Marcus Aurelius knew, it has been inside you all along. Now, go take command.